The building sucks you in. It's when you get attached. It's like home from home. It's family. It's just a really nice atmosphere.
Well, I'm 61 now, so I'll have been probably like 9, 10 maybe. So I was maybe younger actually. So it was all sneaking away and running off. We were sort of kicked out when the show started.
Now I can see what's been done to it since the 3 years I've been here. And it's just amazing, no more buckets under drips in the roof, no more, things to trip over or things going rotten and fall into bits. It's really coming together now, and hopefully it'll get better and better.
Right in the middle of Morecambe, it's as much a part of the town as the sun sets across the bay. The Winter Gardens has been part of life here for generations. Who's performed here? Well, who hasn't? This place oozes history. And through this series of podcasts, we'll bring to life the story of how it was saved from wreck and ruin. You'll hear from those who fought to bring it back to life and get a ringside seat to the exciting plans to restart the beating heart of this vibrant venue. It's not just a building, it's more than just a theatre. This is the People's Palace. In this episode, we hear from the team of volunteers that are running, maintaining and helping to restore this fabulous Morecambe landmark.
I came with my mum, I'll be about 6 years old, sat on the front row, and the limelights were showing advertisements on the fire curtain. So I thought we were waiting for a film, and I said, "What time's the film start, Mum?" She said, "Oh no, it won't be a film, there'll be real people on that stage." I said, "How many?" "Oh, there could be up to 40, 50 people." All I could see was from the edge of the stage to the curtain was about 6 foot. I thought, how are they ever going to get on there? Then the lights dimmed. And there was this tremendous hush because everybody was talking, and this hush. The curtain went up, and then there you were in Vienna, deflated a mouse. All these people dashing backwards and forwards, and it's just awesome.
This isn't a story about big business spending big money. The Winter Gardens, the People's Palace, is being brought back to life by a dedicated team of volunteers supported by professional expertise as time and money allows. These people think nothing of spending hours here. They come from all walks of life and have a wide range of skills and reasons for wanting to get involved. People like Malcolm.
My name's Malcolm O'Neill. I'm a Morecambe lad born and bred. Love my town and I love this building, which is the Winter Gardens Theatre at Morecambe. At the present moment, I have the privilege of running the restoration and maintenance team. We meet regularly on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, usually around about 10 o'clock till 2 o'clock. Put 4 hours in, and we've got various lads and lasses who are tradespeople, and also some who are not tradespeople, but are very, very willing to be hands-on. And we do a massive amount of restoration work. We can't do everything we want to do because we are governed, because it's a Grade 2 listed building. We have to consult the conservation officer, which I'm so pleased at, because it's going to be done right.
Don't stop old. The building sucks you in. It's when you get attached. It's like home from home. It's family. It's just a really nice atmosphere. It's a lovely place to come and volunteer to do as many hours as you want to do, and we tend to do as many hours as we possibly can because we absolutely love the place. It's family, it's home. We love Morecambe Winter Gardens. It's a lovely building. It's historic. It's amazing.
John Colin Cheetham. Yeah, I'm originally from Oldham, or Chadderton more specifically.
Right. And what did you retire from? You said you retired.
I used to work at Sellafield.
Oh.
So I've got a connection with the nuclear power station in Heysham. I never stop. My wife and I never stop. It's fatal. I'm at 87 this year. So I believe keeping going is the thing to do to maintain good health. I started with the weekend team, the cafe and the selling of merchandise, which I'm very good at selling actually. But my preference is to use my personal skills in the restoration and maintenance team.
So what is the Winter Gardens and why does it matter to so many? Queen Victoria was on the throne when Morecambe seafront gained a new landmark. The Winter Gardens opened in 1897 as the grandly titled Victoria Pavilion, Concert Hall and Variety Theatre. The building you see today was built as an extension to the existing Winter Gardens complex, which itself opened in 1878. Over the last 130 years, those who've graced the garden stage would not shame a West End theatre. Home to the internationally famous Morecambe Music Festival, it's played host to the likes of Sir Edward Elgar and the Halley Orchestra, along with many more from the world of variety, music and theatre. And from The Who to Dame Julia Andrews, Chung Lee Soo to Laurence Olivier, the venue's history is a roll call of stars of popular music and variety theatre. Changing times and moving trends when it came to holidays meant Morecambe struggled in the 1970s. In September 1977, the lights finally went out. The curtain came down and many thought the gardens had closed forever. After being sold again in 1981 and the demolition in 1982 of what was the original Winter Gardens next door to the theatre, the Friends of the Winter Gardens were formed in 1986. Since then, hundreds of hours have been spent by dozens of volunteers to preserve, protect and then develop the People's Palace. And they're all ages.
Joseph Henry Davis. I'm 90 in September.
That's amazing. You don't look it at all. Fantastic. Hank.
Yeah.
And you've been involved for 10 years as a
Yes,
volunteer.
I joined as soon as I came over here. I joined here and I joined at the Upper Mount Park, and I was still with both of them. So it's worked well for me, yeah.
And what do you do? What's your jobs here? What do you volunteer?
Well, my main job here, I tidy everything up outside and all that. And then if there's anything going, well, I'll help out. Sometimes it takes me longer, sometimes not. And me and Trevor, we sponsor the flowers on the front, you see. So I look after them as well in the summertime.
After a governance review funded by the Theatres Trust in 2019 and supported by Lancaster City Council, the former French charity was dissolved. New trustees and chair were appointed, and the Winter Garden is now solely operated by the Winter Gardens Preservation Trust Limited as of January 2020.
This beautiful theatre has had some fantastic grant money given to it, but I just got to say that's all down to our present chair of the trust, Professor Vanessa Tillman. Without her, this wouldn't happen. There's a lot of people with a lot of passion, but she has the welfare and the way and the knowledge of how to acquire these grants. And she has a love for the building because she's also a Morecambe lass, born and bred.
I've got to mention Vanessa as well. Yeah,
Vanessa and all the funds that she's managed to get together and all the grants and so on, then we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Vanessa's been a lifesaver. I just want to get open now.
It's Lorraine Thompson.
So tell us, when did you get involved with the Friends and the volunteers here?
A few years ago, my sister took over as chair of the Winter Gardens, and she asked me if I'd come and volunteer with her and help with the fundraising and stuff. Our family from Morecambe Winter Gardens Fairground, so that's how we got a really good association with the theatre. We spent quite a lot of hours when we were little sneaking in and up in the gods and with the projection man, and we just watch films and watch shows and stuff. So.
How old were you then? When did you first come in? Can you remember?
Well, I'm 61 now, so I've been probably 9, 10 maybe. So I was maybe younger actually. So it was all sneaking away and running off. We were sort of kicked out when the show started, but we spent a lot of the sort of daytime in here, so we were allowed to run around really. So yeah,
It's
quite
been
good.
part of your life then for all that time?
Yeah, because our fairground was just literally through the back doors, so it was quite easy just to sneak in really.
Hi, my name's Sherry Kirkham. Well, I was born in Morecambe, so I've seen the place go from absolutely brilliant. I've been to a few shows myself. I came to see the Walker Brothers here. I remember seeing it boarded up, and that was it really. It was as if, right, it's boarded up now, it's closed. We've nothing else to do there now. You know, we didn't have anything to do with it then. But since I've started volunteering, my stepdaughter works here as well as a volunteer, and she said, now you're retired, come and work. So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. And that was 3 years ago. And thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I can see what's been done to it since the 3 years I've been here. And it's just amazing. No more buckets under drips in the roof. No more, things to trip over or things going rotten and fall into bits. It's really coming together now. And hopefully it'll get better and better.
It was already, back when we came, really quite derelict, really. They'd fix the roof, and then the night after someone would pinch all the lead they'd just put on. That sort of thing happened. And until really it was taken over, it was started by the Friends of Winter Gardens kept it going. And then when Vanessa got involved, then it really took off. So the work that's been there, the time and effort that the trustees put in to make sure we get the funding to make things happen is phenomenal.
People are coming in and saying, it doesn't smell anymore. That's one of the things they said. They said it smelled fusty before and derelict and stuff, and they feel like it's coming back to life now. So that's one of the sort of really good things that people are saying. So,
well, my name is Peter Wade, and I'm one of the guides here. So I take the public round the building and talk about its history. Otherwise, I just do anything that anybody asks me. I think it goes back 20 or maybe a bit more years when the Winter Gardens was reopened by the then Friends group. And having said it was reopened, it was barely reopened. There was just a single corridor from the entrance down to the orchestra pit, and it was quite narrow as well, and there were thousands of people coming to take a look at the Winter Gardens. And I remembered it from years and years before. As a boy and a teenager, I'd come to see various shows, so I remembered it when it was open and running and all the rest of it, and then thought, well, it's worth a go. So I volunteered all those years ago.
My hopes are that this will be fully restored. The beauty is it's run and owned by a preservation trust. Angels, living angels, who will look after this building, not unscrupulous owners who will bleed it dry of all its glory.
The Winter Gardens is now entirely run by volunteers. For a building this size, and with all the responsibilities from heat and light to health and safety, that's no small deal. Visitors are welcomed in on weekends between April and October to see for themselves the work that is steadily breathing new life into the gardens. For the rest of the year, the doors are closed to allow major work to take place, from tiling and flooring to engineering and roofing. There's a 5-year plan here which will increase capacity and make the venue fit for the future. Funded by the Arts Council and the Department of Culture, Media and Sport, along with Lancaster City Council through the UK Shared Prosperity Fund.
Well, we've increased the capacity of the toilets at the back, because the more toilets you get, the more people are allowed to attend performances. So we upgraded 2 toilets to enable another 200 people to come to performances. That's the upgrading the cubicles, which all the materials that were donated from local sources. So it's a question of adapting what's been donated to the job in hand. So it's very interesting. There's 2 of us usually work on a project. We got the job completed in time for a recent performance. Yeah. At the moment, I'm upgrading the balustrades. The woodwork was savagely dealt with in the latter stages of the previous ownership of the Winter Gardens, when it was allowed to decay. Right. So there are 2 staircases to the upper circle, the gods, that they'd removed the finials on the newel posts. So I've restored those with some donated finials, ball finials. I pegged them on, glued them, attached them, and I've now just painted them.
I mean, we didn't see it when all the rubble was in the middle of the auditorium and things like that. We didn't see it sort of at its worst. But the progress that we have seen is just, it encourages you to keep going and to it's just bringing the life back to the building. It's just every season we come in, there's a little bit more work being done, and it's just like slowly but surely the place is coming back to life. And that's what we want. We just want to bring it back so that people in Morecambe, people from not just Morecambe but further afield, can come and enjoy shows and come in and see what we see in the building.
My name's Pete Stonehall, ex-plumber, retired now. If you're asking me about a memory of this place, I'm from Manchester originally. My memory when it was still open was the day I landed in town for an interview at the power station. I didn't know where Heysham was, or I called it Heysham then, and I walked past the front, all the bus stops are here, and I'm waiting for a bus, and I looked at the front of the Winter Gardens. I'm guessing this was 1977, and the headline act for the season was a group who'd been on Opportunity Knocks called Our Kid. Right. They were a little, I think they were Scottish, and they were just youngsters, and they formed a group of some sort. And that's my forever memory. So I eventually moved up here, and the place had closed. And then you find out the friends of the Winter Gardens were just like literally sort of mothballed it, but protected it. And then, but you never hear as Joe Public, you walk around and you don't really know what's going on. And they always said I'd volunteer, and I saw a bit of paper, which is like a form, and I must have had that 12 months and never did anything with it. And then a friend of mine helps out here. Oh, he put me in touch with Morecambe, and I just went, come down to have a look. But I didn't mind getting involved. And so you literally, they're a great bunch, all people. They're all sorts, all different backgrounds, different careers, all just want to make a difference.
But it's so interesting. If you're selling merchandise, people come in at a weekend and they reminisce at great length about their parents doing the courting and dancing in when there was a ballroom at the side, and used to visit performances here. The floods of reminiscences. And when you stand in the auditorium, it's awe-inspiring, huge.
You've heard from some of those who roll their sleeves up, but we have a volunteer who dresses up to the nines on a regular basis to entertain our visitors and stay true to the Winter Gardens role as a place of entertainment.
Peter Jetson.
Organist extraordinaire.
Organist extraordinaire, yeah. And I wanted to get involved with the Winter Gardens, so I donated an organ to the Winter Gardens about 6 years ago on the proviso that somebody might be able to play it, and I ended up playing it myself. And I've done that ever since. Oh, I love it. Just love volunteering. I mean, I've never been happier in my life. I mean, I did work at the university. That was my job most of my life. Took early retirement about 5-6 years ago, and then got more heavily involved with the Winter Gardens. And it's just magical. I love every minute of it. Sangronan, they call us, don't they? Morecambe born and bred, yeah.
My name's Robert Theobald.
And you said you're one of the newer volunteers. What made you get involved, first of all?
Well, because we walked past the building and I found it interesting. I think I popped in. I did a tour first of all with it wasn't Vanessa. It was probably Peter. We went a tour around the building. I thought there's a building that needs to be saved, or protected at least. And so I signed up as a volunteer. But I do more of the social side. I do enjoy going out the front and trying to get people to come into the building to explore, to see what they're missing by just walking by. The number of people I've talked to who've used to come in here when it was thriving was amazing. They come in, they see bands and loads of people being on the stage, school productions and stuff.
So my name's Michael, and I'm generally a duty manager at the Winter Gardens. So what that entails is opening up the building and looking after the building and making sure that all the volunteers are happy. I allocate jobs for people, and then I do things like fill out all the paperwork and cash up and that kind of thing at the end of the day, and then secure the building at night. So there's a routine that you have to go through because the building's quite large, and then you've got to just deal with issues and things and solve problems and stuff. So it's a general manager kind of thing, really, if you like.
The Winter Gardens Regeneration Plan will focus on young creatives and creative partners. The Young Creatives programme will be developed in partnership with Lancaster and Morecambe College, and over the course of the programme, 75 young people will enjoy placements throughout North Lancashire and South Cumbria. So what do the volunteers at the Winter Gardens hope for its future? What's on the horizon?
And Morecambe's on the up now with the Winter Gardens, and we've got the Midland Hotel, and you can definitely feel, we've got the Eden Project coming, of course, and you can definitely feel it in the atmosphere, you know. The Winter Gardens we're sat in now is still survived, and it's going to go into the future, into Morecambe's future, and big draw for Morecambe. And yeah, it's so lucky that it didn't get demolished. Really is.
Do you think it will be a big draw? I mean, you know, the day and age perhaps of massive concerts like 2,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, it still happens, but it's things like the NEC and massive venues like that. Do you think there's still a role for this part to play?
Yeah, definitely, because it's the only place in the north of Manchester that's big enough to hold those types of bands. So I'm convinced it will draw them in. There's no doubt about where else north of Manchester have you got a venue this size?
I believe in it. I believe that the Morecambians and the local people, they deserve to have a decent venue. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it really, to put it back on the map and to have it open and vibrant and somewhere for the locals to go, the local community, and for people to get involved. It's therapeutic. We're creating work now. We're creating some employees.
It's seeing it coming back to life. And that's what we want to do. We want the theatre to come back to life. We want to see live shows, we want to see it full, and we want people to have somewhere to go on a good night out, really. Yes, I think all the things that are happening in Morecambe are having an effect on the people in Morecambe. Are really positive. We get very upset when people write nasty things about us. But we've got the Bay television programme, we've got the Eden Project, we've got the Winter Gardens. When all of those take off, that is fabulous, isn't it?
Hopefully the future, which will be towards full restoration. And I'm very pleased to be involved with that. Whether I will see it in full restoration, I don't know, but I will continue to employ my skills to the best of my ability and thoroughly enjoy working with the team.
And hopefully when we get the upstairs done in 2027, and have even more people, it's gonna, it's tingling feeling. It's wonderful. I think people want to come. I was reading Brexit the other day saying, but there's no shows, and why is everything going to Blackpool? Or to the Grand in Lancaster? Why aren't you doing shows? And so, that's our aim. It's what we want to do. It's our goal, but until we can get the restoration done and make the place safe for people, so just be patient with us and keep following us and stuff, and we will get there. It's just, and in the meantime, if we can open at weekends and keep people coming in, keep people's interest and keep people's donations and so on coming, then we'll get there.
You get the massive bonus, don't you, of being able to say, well, I've been part of getting this place back up to its amazing, sort of 2,500 seated music and theatre venue, and that's our goal. We want it to be a central point of Morecambe, and that's what it's going to be. We've got brilliant access to the motorway here. I like going to gigs and concerts, and this is just a fabulous venue. I've got a lovely sloping floor. I'm a short person. I can stand at the back and I can still see. And it's, I go to Manchester or I go to Liverpool. It's a right pain getting in and trying to find parking. It takes ages, so you get queued in traffic. Here, you're going to be able to get off the motorway in 10 minutes and park up outside, and you can come and you can see proper big live acts and stuff, and that's what we're going to have here. And that is going to be amazing for Morecambe.
To maybe develop a decent music venue. there isn't one in Morecambe or Lancaster or anywhere really, bar Manchester. And if it's a 2,500 seater, wherever it's going to be when it's completed, that'll be a huge bonus. With the Eden project across the road there was 4,000 seater arena, hopefully, and here a middling one, 2,000 seater, and hopefully the platform will keep going. So you'll have a good broad mix of places you can see music, and the building. Who wouldn't want to save this place?
It was unloved for a lot of years. Now it's very, very much loved. The wonderful feeling I have is that when I'm gone, that this building will be around and people will appreciate just what we're doing now. And I'm so fortunate to be in the position to be part of that, a band that hands on with it in my hometown. Yeah.
It's truly astonishing that such an important and large cultural venue is run entirely by volunteers, and their love, passion, enthusiasm for the Winter Gardens shines out of each and every one of them. And whilst changes are afoot at the Winter Gardens, it's clear that volunteers are at the heart of this cultural institution and will continue to be, making this a place for the people, by the people. Thanks for listening. And you might be wondering who I am. Well, my name's Jan Downey. I live in Morecambe, lived here 30 years, moved here for work, but I've started volunteering for the Winter Gardens about 4 years ago, just before lockdown. I've always volunteered. I've volunteered all my life. But when I decided where I was going to spend most of my time, it had to be a Morecambe charity for me. And there was only one choice. It had to be the Winter Gardens. I've watched the Winter Gardens since we've lived here, and I've loved everything about it. I love the Winter Gardens, I love the people that work there, I love the people that volunteer there. They are superb. They put in so much effort that you just feel part of a team as soon as you join. And I feel very proud to be one of them.
It's got soul, I don't know what it is. It's a feeling inside that you have for the place, and it's very hard to describe. It's just, it's got a soul to itself.
This building means so much to me. I think it's the heart of Morecambe.
In our next episode, we'll take a deep dive into the rich history and architecture of Morecambe Winter Gardens, the People's Palace.